Welcome back to Apex Investor, the channel for the little guy. We're here to help you to make the most of your profits on the stock market, to identify which stocks are the biggest and best opportunities, the greatest potential in the stock market, identify where's the levels of support, what is the best entry point, and what is your best exit strategies in order to maximize your profits. Without further ado, this is the daily update for Thursday, October the 6th. Let me just make sure I got Wednesday. It's Wednesday today. For Wednesday, October the 6th. And today's biggest loser was CEI, negative 40%. The big winner today was VYGR, 56% gain. Let's move on to the trending stocks. Trending stocks, beginning with Sava, is down 13%. Metamaterials is down as well, over 10%. Take a closer look at that. OPAD is down almost 10%. And besides that, IronNet is also down around 7%, but it's still above the price where I bought it. I believe support's around 1260 for that. Take a closer look at that as well, since that is number 2 on this channel. I'm going to take a look at Clover if that's moving as well. Okay, besides that, not too many movers and shakers in that realm. I'm looking for AMC and GME. SDC is up 22%, so that is a famous one over at Wall Street Bets. So they are probably very happy about that game today. And Coinbase is up almost 9% at 250. AUVI is down 22%, Bed Bath & Beyond, negative 13%, FTEG, negative 12%. Okay, I haven't seen Clover yet. GME is at 171. They're down a little bit at negative 3%. Clover, let's take a look at Clover as well. AMC is down just under 1% at 36.83. And I'm looking to see Bitcoin. There it is, 55,000, getting closer to 60,000. That is really moving on up now. Dillard's, I believe that's Dillard's, is up another 10%. This is reaching close to 200 now. ATIF is up 11%. HCMC is up 16%. And Mara is up 17%. So very strong crypto stock Mara is. So that probably is the best, or one of the better crypto related stocks. You have Coinbase and Mara, the two American ones. And then you have SOS and Canaan, which are the Chinese ones. But I think you're safer with Mara and Coinbase at this point in time due to the situation going on over there in China. Okay, so let's look at these three. Metamaterials, IronNet, and Clover. So as we can see, today's trading range was 495 to 522. So it seems to be stable, just around the $5 value, not too far below $5. Volume was paltry at 6 million. So just under a third, or around a third. And there's a news release as well. I'm opening that. So let's look at the last week, see how we're doing with Meta. Yeah, so they're pretty stable. They were threatening to get to $6 and was shorted as a result. But all it takes is a news catalyst. And once that happens, I think by the end of this year, January 1st, we're going to see a very different story, and into the next calendar year as well. Okay, so that's all for metamaterials. IronNet, the number 2 of this channel, seeing how their day went. So their volume was just below the average, and it was trading between 1288 to 1372. So we can see this stock is actually a pretty good stock to day trade. I haven't done that myself. This is a long investment for me, long-term investment. I'm going to wait for at least $20, maybe even 30, 40. If you look at the last month, you can definitely see this will get back to 20 eventually. Resistance is pretty clearly in the $30, $40 range. In the last 6 months, and we can see that sharp spike right here. $20, 20 to 40, you can, it's not guaranteed, but highly likely to get back to that level in the near future, probably in the next 1 to 2 years. Clover Investments, this hasn't reached the support level that I would like, which is between $6 to $7. It almost reached there, it was at 707. So we're getting very close to below $7, which is where I would buy this. Volume was 6.8 million. So I bet a lot of people are feeling fearful regarding Clover. Looking at the last week of Clover, let's take a look at that once that loads. Okay, it just loaded. All right, so looking for a value of $7 or less. It's looking like support is pretty strong at 707 or 712 area. But in the last month, yeah, it hasn't really gone this low in the last month, last 6 months. It did go close to, actually a dip below, just at 697. So you could be safe putting in a buy order at $7 for this. And you could see it being propped up almost immediately at the 680 to $7 range. This will go right back up. Resistance is very clearly at the $20 level. You might get this at even 14, or to sell this at 14 if you buy it 7. So you could double your money pretty quickly just from Clover. So very good investment, Clover is. And you can see it recently in this month, I should say last month, it was at 1080. So even if you buy at 7, goes back up to 10. That's, what is that? Like a third or a fourth of your, that'll bring you up by at least 30% just on that. And I think it's guaranteed to go back up to 10. There's no guarantees in life, but I'm thinking that is very likely. It's highly likely at this point. Clover Investments, it's heavily shorted. So that's all for them. Move on to Meta. Press release here. They announced they will be presenting at 2 investor conferences in October. On the 14th, I should say the 14th annual LD Micro Main event in LA on October 13th, and another one in the International Investment Forum on the 14th. So we'll see what comes out of that. Move on to the next. Twitter and Reddit and so on. I wanted to look at Wish. PewDiePie did a video about Wish, saying, is Wish a scam? And that was just, I think, a couple of days ago. It was within the last 48 hours anyhow. And looking at this stock in the last year, this was up as high as 30, where is the range here? $32.85 and as low as 461. It was trading at 461 today. How low has this been? This is the lowest it's been. This is an all-time low at 461. It seems PewDiePie has a very strong effect on the stock market, funnily enough. Well, this rebound, I'm not sure. I think time will tell. It might, but again, I'm not bullish on the company themselves. I think we can see clearly the resistance levels are around $12 to $14, 14, even 28. But I'm not very bullish on this company. So maybe PewDiePie's got some good instincts. So I'm not going to touch this with a 10-foot pole. But it's interesting how the stock negatively reacted to possibly his video, potentially. All right. Video that he posted, it was only 6 hours ago, saying, is Wish a scam? So 6 hours ago was only, what was that? That was around 12 o'clock, no, 10 o'clock. So that's right around the start of the trading session. So yeah, this might have affected the stock price. It went to an all-time low, and PewDiePie called it out and said, is Wish a scam? He didn't say it was, he's just wondering, is it? I didn't watch this video. I'm going to look at some of the comments there and see if there's any validity to these claims. Wish is the Dollar Tree of the internet. Oh boy. Okay. That can't be a good thing. The dollar store has some good stuff. All right. I'm not sure. Okay. So anyway, that's interesting. Okay. So seems he had a great effect on the stock. That is really interesting. This video could be PewDiePie's effect in the stock market. Could be that, especially in regards to Wish. So let's move on to Twitter and Reddit. Big news on metamaterials. The symbol of the preferred shares changed today. It is now known as MMTLP. This poster writes here metamaterials Torchlight preferred shares, and that makes a lot of sense to me. So more coming. They're posting the same thing, saying that this ticker changed or the symbol changed. There's no value associated with this MMTLP. Some people are asking, or actually a lot of people are asking regarding the dividend. Is this the dividend being paid out? Have the assets been sold yet? Again, we keep going over this, but just for the sake of covering it, the dividend must be, I should say the assets must be sold at the latest by December 31st of this calendar year. So again, we can expect some news in regards to this at the latest by January 1st, 2022. And then forthcoming would be the dividend being distributed and eventually value being placed and paid out to shareholders, distributed to the holders of preferred shares A, now known as MMTLP. Metamaterials take here. Wall Street bets don't sleep on this meme. Okay. So there was an article just published by Investors Place. So they're saying this is huge. I'm not familiar with Investors Place, to be honest, but I'm going to take a look at that article for you. Okay. Item of the day. Metamaterials has more going for it than just Reddit hype. Things are just getting started for metamaterials stock as it moves on its own merits. This was posted 3 hours ago. It has been a wild ride for Meta so far this year. Meta stock first appeared on investor radars this summer. At that time, the company, then known as Torchlight, was in the process of morphing from an oil and gas name into the smart materials play it is today. Ahead of the deal close, short interest ran high. As a result, the Reddit trading community took to metamaterials, seeing it as a prime squeeze opportunity. However, the surge from $5 to around $20 per share did not last very long. After the reverse merger closed and Torchlight became Meta Material stock, this to-the-moon favorite made a fast trip back to earth. Again, that's a reverse merger. So if it was $20, then it should be around 10. Using that, taking that into the equation. However, since briefly falling below $3 in August, Meta has started to gradually bounce back. At this time, it has more to do with moves the company is making itself. The main driver, its recent acquisition of nanotech security. As Investor Place's Brendan Rearick recently reported, there is a lot of promise with this bolt-on deal. A maker of nano-optic technology, the companies share plenty of overlap, but what's even better is that the deal is only part of Meta's overall growth efforts. Metamaterial stock, the latest deal and a plan to scale up. A lot of the focus on metamaterials today may be about its recent M&A, mergers and acquisitions transaction. But while buying nanotech was definitely a wise move, it's not the main thing to get excited about here. Instead, there's something more interesting when it comes to Meta stock. The many products that the company could come out with using metamaterials, that is, materials with electromagnetic properties. As seen on its website, the company is developing products for 5G, healthcare, LiDAR, and solar. It even has an augmented reality eyewear product in development, AR Fusion. Another product in development that has attracted heavy attention is GlucoWise, a non-invasive solution for glucose monitoring. Per company estimates, the market potential for this product could be as much as $15 billion. But that's not all. Metamaterials' other potentially lucrative medical products include a molecular biosensor and a medical imaging product. Put it all together, and it's easy to imagine this company scaling up in a big way in the years ahead. In turn, this will send Meta stock back to higher prices, although it likely won't be a linear move higher. It may not be a smooth ride. Clearly, there's a lot of long-term potential with Meta stock, yet that doesn't mean you can buy today and expect it to be a smooth ride to higher prices. Instead, expect it to move higher in fits and starts. In other words, it will likely make a move higher, then pull back some or trade sideways before resuming the climb. This may be bad news in the near term for two reasons. First, despite my own view on what the Federal Reserve's latest moves mean, the market overall right now is reading things another way. Worrisome headlines about the market's direction could continue to push stocks lower in general. Secondly, though a lack of updates on its catalysts could lead to a short-term decline for Meta as well, many have bought Meta in anticipation of it taking off quickly. If it does not release any material news within the next few months, some investors could get impatient and exit their positions. However, if you approach this the right way as a long-term play on the growing use of smart materials, you can buy Meta now, keep your head up in the short term, and hold on to it. The moves it's making today should eventually pay off in the future. Bottom line on Meta stock. Meta may have been popular with the Reddit trading community before, but make no mistake, Meta Materials is more than just a meme stock. When it comes down to it, there's huge potential for the company to turn its technology into a variety of billion-dollar products. Meta stock currently earns an A rating in Portfolio Grader. If you want to get in early on what could wind up being a long-term winner, this may be your chance. So yeah, this is a great article. And we've lived through that already in the last few months since the merger, that we've seen a decline, we've seen a steady uptick, we've seen it stabilize, we've seen it go close to $6. I think it reached $6, I'm not sure. And just hovering around the $5 mark. It hasn't dipped below $4 in the last month or so. So this is looking very good. The future is looking very bright for metamaterials. So that's all I have for you today in regards for the daily update. I'm going to say, PewDiePie has an effect in the stock market. We can see that the symbol for the preferred shares is MMTLP, Torchlight Preferred Shares. So I'm not sure what the title of this video is going to be, to be honest, but whatever it is, just thank you for your support, and God bless you all, and God bless your investments. See you tomorrow.